Okay, so last time we were discussing on this aspect. So, uh, especially on the process of devotional service, these two things we keep having more and more discussion. One is about the glories of the holy name, and second is about avoiding the offenses. So, especially for we devotees in particular, it becomes very important that we understand this principle very nicely, and we protect ourselves. So last time we had a discussion on one very important aspect, that being in the material world and especially practicing in a preaching movement, we also have to face a aggressive atmosphere, especially being in Kali Yuga, and that too being in a preaching movement which is wanting to attract all kinds of people. So we were discussing this aspect that just because the environment around is aggressive, that does not give us justification that we are offensive in nature. Environment and the situation around may be aggressive, but then still we have to see that how we act as per Viprashraya, and we don't offend others. Just because others are offending, that also does not give a justification to offend them. So I was talking on one very important aspect in the last class, that the horizontal situation of the environment should not take our focus from our vertical goal, that is our connection to Krishna. So horizontal environment or horizontal situation, they will have a certain kind of impact. But then we also have to know that yes, there is a horizontal environment situation, but we have a vertical connection to God also. And we see this is the speciality of great souls about whom we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in case of Parishit Maharaj, one of very beautiful example which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see that how he was always very devoted from very child. He saw Lord Vishnu himself. And from very birth, he was brought up in a devotee family, and he was a Mahabhagavat. He always worshipped the Brahmanas, cows, Brahminical culture. But then still somehow or other, one point of a time, he felt very thirsty, and he was not knowing where to go. Finally, he went to the Samik Rishi's kutir. And somehow or other, that time Samik Rishi was in Samadhi, and he could not entertain Parshit Maharaj. And Parshit Maharaj became extremely affected by that situation for that moment, where he's thirsty and there is a person sitting in front of him and he's in Samadhi, he's not entertaining him. So he became so affected that he took a dead snake lying around and he put over some Krishna. Now you see the heart of a Vaishnava, the moment he's coming back, first thing he's saying is he's lamenting over it. He's saying, alas, I always in my life worship Brahmanas. And how I can do an act like this? Just because I was thirsty, I got so affected that I put a dead snake around the neck of Samik Rishi. So he's feeling very morose, very guilty, feeling of lamentation. And then he's coming, and then he's feeling that, my dear Lord, I have done a great offense, I have done a great aparadh. So whatever calamity is supposed to come, let it come. You see, this is another heart of Vaishnava. First is that in one way, uh, he also could not understand how he happened to do that activity, but he's taking responsibility of that activity. He is taking responsibility that, oh, I committed a big mistake. Sometimes what happens, we do some mistake, but we may not take responsibility of the mistake. We may say, oh, Prabhuji, because he spoke like this, that's why I spoke like this to him. Or, Prabhu, you don't know, that time I was in so much anger and then it came out. What should I do? Sometimes it happens in our case. But we see here, Parishit Maharaj is not justifying his wrong act, which he can. So this is one aspect of Vaishnavism, that he takes responsibility of his behavior, he takes responsibility of his mistake. So Parishit Maharaj is lamenting like this, and then when he is coming back, and now second heart, Vaishnava heart is, he is accepting the responsibility of the mistake which he did, and now he himself is wanting punishment for it. He is praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, let calamity come upon me. How I committed such a offense to a great Brahmana. Like that he is praying. So first Vaishnava heart is that we accept the mistakes done by us. And many times it becomes difficult. We may justify situation, we may justify our conditioning or whatever. But then Vaishnava means he accepts. And second is he is ready for rectification, he is ready for punishment. Now, after this, later on we know that how Sringi curses, and then he goes to Samik Rishi, and Samik Rishi feels, Arey, why you immature fellow, why you cursed Parchit Maharaj? Parchit Maharaj is the king of the whole world. But then anyway, Samik Rishi, he sends a messenger to inform Parchit Maharaj that this has happened. So when it was informed to Parchit Maharaj, so now you see, suppose we committed a mistake, and then we take the responsibility that, my dear Lord, why I committed this mistake. And then we may pray also, my dear Lord, whatever punishment is supposed to come, let it come. But in our heart, we will always have a feeling, Bhagwan, thoda dena. We may pray like that, my dear Lord, let punishment come, but then in heart it will be, my dear Lord, you know only you are Lord, I am your devotee, so make sure it is reduced to as much as possible. But now suppose somebody comes and the punishment is, the message comes to Parishit Maharaj that you have to die within 7 days. Now you see, in one way, the mistake was very less and punishment is very big. What is the mistake? That he did not put a live snake around Samik Rishi so that the live snake can go and bite Samik Rishi and Samik Rishi can die. And somehow other Samik Rishi saved himself. It was not like this. He put a dead snake around Samik Rishi, so there was no possibility of him biting Samik Rishi or killing Samik Rishi. On the other hand, and what punishment he is getting? That he has to die within 7 days. You see what is the mistake, and you see the volume of punishment. Still, you see the heart of Parishit Maharaj. He is saying, thank you, my dear Lord. The moment he hears, हम लोग तो to the extent one has a material conditioning or consciousness, he will get so much affected by it. Kya? He'll get a shock of his life. How can such a big punishment can come like that? Now you see, Parishit Maharaj is not saying that Lord is injustice. Parishit Maharaj is a king himself. He is not saying that how injustice can happen to me. And he is a devotee also. He can counter curse also. But you see his heart, he is not counter cursing. He is not seeing that over punishment as injustice. Neither he is seeing that Krishna is not merciful. Although he is a king, he has all the powers, he can do so many things, and he can speak also. But you see the Vaishnava heart means through every situation he is able to see the merciful hand of Krishna. That is a Vaishnavism. And that is reflected in life of Parishit Maharaj. Although such a calamity has come upon him, and it is like beyond imagination, just for a small mistake being done, and he is being told that you have to die within 7 days, like that. But Parishit Maharaj, can you see a reaction? He is thanking Lord. Thank you, my dear Lord. And he's not thanking that, okay, just like that, somehow or other we have to just thank the Lord. He's genuinely feeling also. And he's praying that, my dear Lord, something like this was required on my part to be detached from all the kingdom and the worldly opulence which I had. And you being so merciful, you arranged such a situation for me that I became detached from all this. Thank you, my dear Lord. And then he goes on the bank of Ganges to wait for Sukhdev Goswami to come. Like this. So you see, when Vaishnavas, this kind of a heart, is there, then naturally Lord becomes deeply touched by such a heart of a Vaishnava. Lord also is sold by seeing such a Vaishnava heart. But how my devotee in every situation keeps faith on me. Every situation he knows is a merciful arrangement by Krishna in his life. So that's why a devotee does not get too affected by the immediate situation. And he wants to reflect back and beyond these material situation, he wants to see that how he can see the merciful hand of Krishna. Right? To the extent we are in material consciousness, to that extent material situation, material environment or the horizontal aspect of our life will affect us. To the extent we are striving more to connect to God, to the extent we are striving more to see the hand of the Lord and mercy of the Lord, to that extent will not so much affected by the horizontal environment. Instead, we will see that environment as mercy of the Lord. And that environment also will help us for our vertical connection, like that. But if our vertical connection is weak and horizontal environment is too much affecting, then that horizontal environment will help us to reduce our vertical connection. So that's why as a devotee we have to know that whatever situation, ultimate supreme controller is Krishna. This we have to know. So I was asking to the holiness Guru Prasad Maharaj, who had come here. So I was asking him, Maharaj, in your life we see how you surrendered to Srila Prabhupada, and we see in life of other Prabhupada disciples also. So what inspired you to surrender like this? And in our case, we are not having that association of Srila Prabhupada as all of you are having, and how we can have that spirit of surrender in our life. So Maharaj said, all of you are more fortunate than me. We never had such access to Srila Prabhupada as all of you had. All of you have Leela Amrit, all of you have all the books of Srila Prabhupada available in so many languages. All of you have all the recordings of Srila Prabhupada lectures. Yes, so Maharaj is telling all of you are more fortunate, all of you have more access to Srila Prabhupada. And so in a way, all of you can render more better service to Srila Prabhupada. You see how pure devotees thought process is. In every situation which we may feel, oh, we are lacking something. But a pure soul sees that you are blessed. Then I asked Maharaj that Maharaj, when we serve in an institution, so on the other hand, institution has a expectation that they want some result in whatever services we are doing. On the other hand, the subordinates, they want that our superior should be very kind, loving, they should show Vaishnava Sadachar. So, how to keep a balance so that we can exemplify as a devotee. At the same time, we are able to contribute in the mission also. So, Maharaj is telling we should tell our subordinate that there is a reason why you are not born along with Rupa Goswami. So, Maharaj is telling every devotee's life is arranged by Krishna. So we cannot blame our superior that array he has this fault, that fault. We cannot blame situation. We cannot blame, oh, I came little late. If I came early, then I would have, practiced in this way, or I would have done in this way. Mara says Krishna arranges for everyone. And we have to see that in that way, that this is situation arranged by Krishna for me, and this is the environment arranged by Krishna for me. In this environment, without seeing fault of devotees, let me serve, let me grow, let me increase or develop my Krishna consciousness. So very amazing. Because many times what happens, the moment we forget vertical connectivity, then we lose that uh, blessed situation which we have, and we are not able to understand that how the situation is arranged by Krishna. Another question I asked Maharaj was that Maharaj, everyone has a threshold of tolerance. So in general, in the scriptures, we see that the principle of tolerance is spoken again and again. So in general, it is good if you can tolerate every situation. But suppose if a devotee has a threshold that he can tolerate to this extent, but he can't tolerate beyond this. So will it be artificial for him to tolerate if there is a situation which is not as per his threshold tolerance capacity? So will it be artificial where he's just artificially trying to tolerate, although inside he is feeling difficult? So Maharaj told he has to tolerate. Maharaj told uh, we can't justify our not practicing scriptural principles. So it was like taken back. Maharaj was very amazing. So Maharaj was telling, like, when you are diseased, you strive and do whatever it takes to become healthy. When you are diseased, you don't say that मैं क्या करूं मेरे को तो बीमारी है. The same way, if I have conditionings, I have shortcomings, I have some bad behavior, I cannot justify कि प्रभु जी मेरा लेवल इतना ही है, इसने इतना बोला, अभी बहुत हो गया, अभी मैं इसको बोल दूंगा. We cannot justify. Maharaj told we have to practice the scriptures, and we chant. Maharaj was telling Sistastkam every day, but no devotee strives to follow the Sistastkam. So Maharaj was telling, in my case, I don't chant Sistastkam with devotees. I go and I start chanting my rounds, and after every two rounds, I chant one Sistastkam verse. So like that, Maharaj chants 8 Sistastika verses after every two rounds. Like that. So Maharaj told, because it is a deep meditation, this is a special prayers, and this is expectation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we can't do anything in our life without mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And how will have mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu if we are not striving to follow, and if you are not meditating on the instruction which he has given? And spiritual life is not limited to our conditioning. Spiritual life is not limited to what we lack. Spiritual life is about taking shelter. Spiritual life is about trying what best we can do. So actually, if you see in that way, then spiritual life is very special because Krishna is involved, and we as a living entity, the more we take shelter of Krishna, the more we understand, then actually no injustice happens to anyone here in the material world. And Krishna is always kind to each one of us. Krishna is always merciful to each one of us. Krishna is always waiting for each one of us. So in that way, every situation is a step on the staircase to go closer to Krishna, like that. So when we have this proper understanding of Siddhanta, and we are striving our best to practice this, then actually the situations or the environment around it will not affect us. If not, then it will be difficult. Many times we see in a devotional society also, devotees they have burnt out hearts. Devotees they have burnt out feelings, and they have a heart full of criticism. They have a heart full of hatred. So how then they will grow as devotees? Many times what happens, main problem is we want to rectify everything. We want to change everything else except ourselves, like that. We have to know we don't have to change others. We don't have to change the world. We don't have to change the environment. The more we try to change ourselves, to that degree will be empowered to change environment also and to change others also. If we are not striving enough to change ourselves, then we are disempowering ourselves to change others. Srila Prabhupada quotes that story that how Mataji went to a guru, and Mataji told the guru that my son eats sweets. So please tell him not to eat sweets. And the guru told, tell him to come after 15 days. And then Mataji came after 15 days. And then Guru told the child, my dear child, please don't eat sweet. So the mother asked, the same thing you could have told him before. Why you waited 15 days? So Guru said, I was myself eating sweets. How I can tell him like that? So actually, the more we strive to change ourselves, we'll find the whole environment, the whole world becomes a beautiful place. That is the reason you will find those who are great souls, wherever you take them, they will always express their gratitude in that situation. And those who are conditioned soul, wherever you take them, they will always complain. They will always have faults. They will always have shortcomings like that. Then what happens is we lose that opportunity to take advantage in that situation. We lose opportunity if we don't have grateful heart, if we don't see it as mercy of the Lord. We may have very good devotees around us, but then we will not value them because we don't have gratitude. We don't see the hand of the Lord. We may have very good services to serve in the mission, but we will not have value them because we don't have gratefulness. We don't see that as mercy of the Lord. We may have such an amazing opportunity to make advancement, but then we will not value it like that. So we have to know each one of us are placed in a situation by Krishna, and seeing that connection, we should strive our best to please Krishna, to please devotees. And then you see how Krishna makes a plan. Prabhupada writes in one purport in Bhagavad Gita that mostly I think in this Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam verse in the purport, Prabhupada writes that for a sincere soul, Krishna guides how he will make progress. The more we become sincere, Krishna also, as a Chitta Guru in our heart from within, he starts guiding that how you make progress. And you will find that you become very more conscious, reflective, conscious, and you can hear the sound of super soul guiding you, and you start growing in your life like that. On the other hand, we see if we blame, criticize, complain, and try to pull people down, more we are haunted by these kind of attitudes or conditionings or shortcomings, more we become blind to see Krishna's hand, more our heart becomes dry of gratitude, and you start seeing more faults. You start seeing more shortcomings in others, and then it becomes a never ending game. Sometimes you find that one devotee, you may have that, oh, this devotee is like only bad. He does not have any good quality. But then you will find another devotee has a lot of appreciation for him. If you talk to that devotee, he will say, प्रभु जी तुमको पता नहीं कि प्रभु जी क्या चैंटिंग करते हैं. आप बोलो अरे कुछ नहीं दिखाते हैं. नहीं प्रभु जी आपको नहीं पता है, वो ये किताब पढ़ते हैं, वो ये करते हैं, वो ये करते हैं. So why it is like that? One devotee is being appreciated by one, another devotee is seeing fault in the same devotee. Because it also has to do more with what is our consciousness. World is a mirror of our consciousness. So if our consciousness is not proper, we ourselves have many faults, then we can't see good in others like that. That is why if we become more inward, which is the highlight of our Vedic teachings is to work on oneself. We see the modern world talks more about external environment. Modern teachings are that you have to rectify, you have to complain, you have to report. This is modern approach. And our Vedic approach is take shelter of Krishna. Go deep in your life. Why this is happening? Like suppose, some calamity comes. So the modern approach or the materialistic approach is fight. You report, you shoot a case, or you hire some gundas, or make some videos. This is modern approach. Vedic approach, like Parshit Maharaj, calamity came, let me take shelter of Krishna. That is Vedic approach. Let me now go more deeper in my life. Anga Maharaj, he got a son who was killing others. What he did? He went and saw that as mercy of the Lord, and he took shelter of Krishna. That maybe Krishna wants me to teach detachment, and that is why I got a son like Anga Maharaj, like that. So if we don't develop these Vedic approaches, we don't develop these Vaishnava heart, then we will also become external in our approach. And it takes so much material energy to deal with external approach. Your consciousness will become more drained in dealing with situations externally. But more we are internal, then you are blessed. Krishna is there to protect you, and no one and nothing of this world can affect you like that. So Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur makes a very nice statement, which is very good for contemplation. He says, "No one can harm you unless you harm yourself." Very beautiful statement. And actually, if you see with more maturity, you will find in all the examples, no one is able to harm other person. It is the person harming himself. Very beautiful statement for contemplation. No one can harm you unless you harm yourself. Why? Because we are eternal being. We are part and parcel of Krishna, connected to the Supreme Lord. And He is there and He is the Supreme Controller. So no one can harm us unless we harm ourselves. You see, Tukaram Maharaj, Solamale tried so much to harm Tukaram Maharaj. Could he? No. Why? Because Krishna is there to protect him. Krishna protected him. The Kauravas, they tried so much to harm Pandavas. Could they? No. Because Krishna was there to protect them. Like that. So no one can harm us unless we harm ourselves. Sometimes we may feel, oh, Prabhuji, that devotee is trying to pull me down, that devotee is finding faults in me. Be reflective, see if there is a genuine in whatever fault one is showing us or any feedback is coming. If there is some genuineness in the feedback, then take it and try to become more better Vaishnava. Try to improve as a Vaishnava. See that as mercy of the Lord coming in your life. Ultimately, what do we want? Do we want a heart which remains the way it is, or we want a heart which purifies? We are for that purpose only. Suppose you are in the hospital and somebody comes and says, "अरे आपके फोड़ा एक पीछे भी है," तो you become happy, right? अरे मेरे को पता नहीं था, डॉक्टर साहब पीछे भी फोड़ा है. Is it not? Same is the devotee life. Suppose somebody says, Prabhu, you have this problem. Instead of becoming angry, you should become happy. Prabhu, thank you. मेरे पास में 1008 थे, आपने एक और बता दिया, अभी 1009 प्रॉब्लम्स हो गए. And then take guidance and work upon it. So you see, the moment you keep Krishna in the center, life becomes a happy game. The moment you become place I in the center, then life becomes very miserable, complex, full of hatred, agony, uh, this kind of game. So the beauty of Krishna consciousness is like this. The moment you put Krishna in the center, everything is auspicious. Everything is fortunate. So this is why I'm saying and why we are taking so many classes on one aspect only of aparad, because it is the most important aspect when we come. Because we are in a mission, we will see many faults and there will be devotees of all kinds, but we should not get affected by that. Beyond those faults, we have to see mercy of the Lord. We have to see good qualities in devotees. We have to serve devotees. We have to please devotees. These are eternal principles. If we more focus on fault, then how we can serve devotees? If we more focus on the externals, then how we can go more deeper and understand the virtue of becoming servant of the Vaishnavas? We cannot. So this is one of the most important aspect which we have to learn, that how as a devotee of the Lord, we have to see the hand of the Lord. We have to see mercy of the Lord like that. And with that, we have to see good qualities in devotees. And yes, if there are some devotees who are you are feeling that they are too extreme, then in a Vaishnava way, we can report to our superiors, and then we can maintain some distance, respectful distance, and then try to practice and grow as a devotee. But we have to know we can't justify committing offenses. We can't justify criticizing Vaishnavas. It is very bad like that. And you find even in ISKCON, who are the devotees who are very exalted. If you see, one of the prime quality they will have is that they don't find fault in others. That was their nature, and because of that they have achieved that position, taking shelter of the holy names of the Lord and ours to fault finding. These are the signs or the symptoms of a Mahabhagavat, like that. So we hear like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Prabhupada himself wrote that he uh, does not like to find fault. That is a very good quality in Gopal Krishna. There is a letter of Srila Prabhupada. And he will make lot of advancement because of this quality. Prabhupada wrote. In Juhu, can you imagine? Sometimes we hear or we feel that only we went through, or we are going through, or we are surrounded by neophytes. But Prabhupada disciples, so they all are Mahabhagavad, they can see good qualities in each other. So this also is a misconception we have. We are surrounded with much more better trained devotees than they were, like that. In Juhu, when His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was there, so one devotee Maharaj was doing chanting in the morning, walking around the Juhu property. One devotee came during chanting time and slapped Maharaj. Can you imagine? And what Maharaj did? Continued chanting. You see what level of tolerance they have done, what level of sacrifice they have done. हमारे केस में अगर ऐसा हो जाएगा तो मंदिर ही छोड़ देंगे. प्रभु जी, enough. I can't be here. Is it not? But they have tolerated that. And in that situation also, they saw other person as a Vaishnava. They saw that maybe it was my karma which is coming back to me. Maybe Krishna wants me to become more humble, like that. So you have to see these great souls have not become great souls by eating paneer or pav bhaji. They have become great souls by practicing these principles, like that. And we also have to strive. If we don't strive, then we will remain an external devotee, like that. And you'll find in ISKCON many devotees, and they will speak so many fault, this, that. But those who are genuine devotees will find they'll express their gratitude in all situation. They will express their happiness in all situation. They will see that how beautifully Krishna is arranging everything, how beautifully everything is being spread, like that. So we also have to become an internal devotee like this, and that can happen when we see Krishna's hand in the situation. Then we'll not get so affected by the external environment or the external situation. Okay, so actually here now His Holiness Guru Prasad Maharaj and Devkinanpu, everyone is here. They expect me in the Guru Puja also. So I was thinking that today I'll speak only half an hour. Maybe I exceeded. So we'll end now here.